Hey there, everyone, and welcome back to Utility Sports. Today, we are covering some NBA content. We have breaking news. There is a trade in the NBA, and this might be the first W in a while for the Houston Rockets. They are trading away PJ Tucker, Rodions Kurucs, and the Bucks 2022 first-round pick that they acquired in the deal for James Harden originally back. They're sending those back to Milwaukee for guard DJ Augustine, forward DJ Wilson, a 2023 unprotected first-round pick. Houston also has the right to swap its 2021 second-rounder for Milwaukee's 2021 first-round pick. Unless it falls 1 through 9, that would take a massive collapse from Milwaukee. That just simply is not going to happen. Houston will be owning Milwaukee's first-round pick this year instead of next year, and then also in 2023, essentially for PJ Tucker. That is the big part of the deal in this as well. Torrey Craig is getting sent from Milwaukee to the Phoenix Suns. We are probably looking at a 3-team trade here. We'll keep the information coming. Austin, what's your first thoughts on this trade?
Yeah, I think Houston did a pretty good job. I really like the swap of the second for the Milwaukee first-round pick. But something that's also is very possible in this scenario is Houston's, second-round pick could be, the very, very first second-round pick available. And Milwaukee, their pick could be, anywhere in that 25 to like 28 range. I don't think they're going to win the finals, but I think they're going to be in that area. So it might only be a couple picks they move up. However, it is worth it, in my opinion. I just think that, I guess that DJ Augustine will be going to the Suns. I just think that's would make the most sense. I don't know why Houston would ask for DJ Augustine. So it's got to be where he's getting rerouted to Phoenix in that Torrey Craig deal as well. If you want to update Twitter and kind of see if we have any further updates on that.
We don't yet at this point. I do have that ready here on my phone as well. I'm watching for notifications. But at this point, this is what we're seeing. And I think DJ Augustine, his involvement is obviously the money matcher for PJ Tucker. He's just making slightly over $7 million. Augustine, right at that $7 million mark, is a nice money matcher there. But for the Milwaukee Bucks, I'm looking at this, and this is actually a better situation for them getting that second round pick than their own first, because there's no guaranteed money. Milwaukee would have been in a situation to probably trade out of the first round anyway, just for their own cap management. That is really how they go. That's really what they prefer to do in a lot of ways. That's kind of what we're looking at. But here as well, they're sending out their 2023 unprotected, but they're getting back their own 2022 first. This leaves some of their options open now at this point, because that opens up the door to them moving on from their 2024 first rounder. Assuming that one's not already out the door, I'd have to take a closer look at their picks, assuming that was from the Drew Holiday trade. They've dismantled their assets at this point. They're going all in here now on PJ Tucker. I don't really think he's the type of guy you want to be going all in, and especially when you're looking at what you're going to have to beat in the Eastern Conference, the Brooklyn Nets being the biggest concern there. You're looking at a team with 2 all-pro or all-NBA level guards, an all-NBA level forward in Kevin Durant, and some solid front court play. And the solution that you came up with was, okay, let's add PJ Tucker to our front court where we already have Giannis and Brook Lopez. I get it. You're much better depth-wise there, but PJ Tucker doesn't match up well with Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie Irving. I have my own questions about that. Kuruc's a nice young player. Maybe that had a little bit to do with this. But I would be very surprised ultimately if that affected this trade too much. Austin, what's your thoughts on PJ Tucker, his fit with Milwaukee, and how it could impact the playoffs moving forward?
Yeah, I don't, like you had mentioned, I don't really like the fit alongside of, guys like Lopez and Giannis. I just don't think that really makes a ton of sense. I mean, you'd hope for a perimeter defender. I mean, PJ Tucker does not move his feet that well anymore. He can hold his own in the post for his size. Obviously, he had to play a lot of the small ball 5, so I'll give him credit for that, playing above his height. But I just don't think that he's that perimeter player that you want. He's not one of those guys that can go get a bucket. I don't see that being a great fit. Obviously, he's going to sit in the corner, shoot very efficiently from the corner, but I don't know exactly if this is what Milwaukee needed.
Yeah, definitely not. I know there's going to be a lot of people telling us, well, this fits Mike Budenholzer's system and all that. Yeah, Mike Budenholzer's system has really been ultimately what has failed the Milwaukee Bucks the final 2 years as well. When we're just looking at what they come to in the playoffs, they've failed to have guys who can really get off their own shot. And that, 3-and-D style system that he likes to run, he was famous for that in Atlanta. Come playoff time, it just doesn't ultimately work out, especially when you don't have supreme talent from the guard position. That's something they're still lacking at this point, in my opinion. I think Middleton's a very good player. I think Drew Holiday's a very good player. I think that they're just lacking superstar performance from their guard positions. They had the assets to make a move for James Harden. They opted to give up 75% of their assets for Drew Holiday instead. I think that's going to be ultimately what holds Milwaukee back for the next 2-3 years, but we'll see. PJ Tucker does make them a little bit better, although I'm not sure if it's the right move. Let us know down in the comments what you think about this trade. Houston sending PJ Tucker and a few more assets out the door to Milwaukee, getting a few picks back. Houston making some moves for the future. We'll see if this pans out. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.